Hi, welcome to Antiquaria. I'm Bailey, and today we are having episode 2 of our studio chats. So we're going to do this a little bit differently, where it's going to be more vlog podcast style, and so we'll break it up into a few different parts. Today I want to talk about some news, as well as what our plans and kind of like what we're feeling for 2021 while we've been reflecting back on 2020. And then I want to show you a really awesome, quick, simple DIY tutorial that will utilize your leftover gift wrap from the holidays. And we're going to end with a really fun surprise, so stick with us. And we're going to have a good time. Grab something warm, something lovely, and sit down and chat with us. Okay, first I want to take care of a little bit of news that we have to catch you up on and just remind you about our 8th annual holiday card exchange. So if you haven't watched that video and don't have the information, go ahead and click wherever the box is up here, and you can watch that and join in. You have until Christmas to do that. So the mail just needs to be postmarked by the 24th, 25th, like around then, for me to send you a holiday card back. And I just want to show you, because I'm so excited, our first one has already arrived. This is from Ellen in Somerville, Massachusetts. Hopefully you can see this okay. She said this was her 4th year to participate, and I remember Ellen writing her all of those years. It's always so nice to get to know everybody through this snail mail exchange. It is just the coolest thing ever, you guys. And this is the awesome card that she sent. Happy holidays from Cambridge. And then she also mentioned that she's been using origami as a great meditation and therapy. And so she sent some really lovely Christmas ornaments made of origami. So there's blue and a purple metallic one. And I cannot wait to hang these on my tree. Thank you so much, Ellen. And I look forward to writing you back this weekend. Okay. That is all for our news. I really hope that you participate in this exchange. It is really a special, special thing, and makes me feel really warm to connect with you. This year, as you could imagine, has just brought a world of change for us and for our business and the way that we're operating. And while that has been a roller coaster and really stressful, I also think that there, as cliche as it may sound, there have been like silver linings to that happening. It has definitely forced us to evaluate every aspect of our business and what we're doing and how we're doing it. And I think a lot of good things have come from that. And I want to say that one of the best things that has come from it has been starting to make these videos for you, which really came from the idea of wanting to connect and open our shop, even though in our studio and everything, even though we can't, or we're choosing not to be open to the public and not to have meetings and not to invite people in. It's just not the safe option at this point. But that does and had left a huge hole in what felt like the community of our business. So I think as I've been reflecting on 2020 and everything that's happened, I think that is the way forward for 2021. I mean, obviously, things have not changed drastically safety-wise, and we aren't going to be able to host in-person workshops or meetups or, invite customers into our space in any sort of foreseeable future. So having connections and, you know, engaging with all of you and bringing you in, I think is really cool, and I'm excited to do more of that in the next year. So I was talking to Emma. We obviously talk all the time, but I was talking through this with her, and we just decided that the theme of 2021 for us is going to be connection, that we want to connect with each and every person that, you know, interacts with us. Like, we want to know more about you. We want to share the goings on here with you. We want to invite you in. So we definitely have a whole lot planned in that regard, in terms of content for YouTube and for Instagram, and as well as working on some online classes or meetups. You know, we don't have a really super clear idea of what exactly that's going to look like, but being a teacher, I have a huge desire to do that, and, you know, to teach people how to do calligraphy, how to do monograms, all sorts, you know, just I just like to teach. I just like to share, and I like to see other people creating. I feel like creating, making, doing, like, that is for me what is the most fulfilling part of my day, and it is my mental break. It is my therapy, and so, like, I just want to share all of that with you, and I want to have that be like a reciprocal relationship. And I watch a lot of YouTube, and I watch a lot of knitters, and I watch a lot of stitchers, and I watch a lot of gardeners, and I just, like, I get so much from that. And so I just want to share. I just want to share things that are going on and share our space with you. What else is going on for 2021? We have big dreams of continuing to create our creative market collection, which is, you know, curated collections of graphics, patterns, and stuff like that for the creative market space. So it's basically helping designers design, which is a real passion for Emma. And so she started working on that. I think it was in August or September when that launched, maybe September. And it has just been so fun to see those collections come together. We are obviously used to designing within collections and, like, designing our product line and everything, but this is more, you know, dream products, dream things, fabric and wallpaper and all these things that we can mock up and dream about. And, you know, hopefully one day those partnerships will happen, because it would be really, really neat. But I don't know, you know, we don't have any specific timing on any of that, but it's just like the coolest thing ever to see what she's creating and, like, just putting it out there in a way that we really didn't have time for before pre-COVID, if you will. You know, before we had to close down our shop, and, you know, like, our whole business kind of was set back because we're primarily wholesale, and we also retail, and all of those industries got hit pretty hard as a consumer business. And so it made us take a step back and actually give us some space to do some of these extra projects that we had kind of just dreamed about, and they were always on the list, and we'd talk about them, but we never made the time to just do them. And that has been a huge blessing, to have the time to do them this year. And since we all may have a little bit more time going into the holidays here, and hopefully having some downtime and time off from work, that I will link some of my favorite YouTube channels to watch of all different, you know, varieties, and you may find something new that you really love. And then the last thing that we're sort of thinking about planning, actually very actively planning currently, is our new collection that will come out probably towards the end of January. And the way that we've traditionally worked with our product line is that we've released usually 3 collections, so January, May, and August. But everything got turned on its head this year, not having the traditional market, so NSS stationery, NY Now stationery market kind of things. And those are where buyers come, see your product, write orders, etc. Of course, a lot of that can be done online or through our representation, but typically our releases were planned around those shows. So this year, especially because, finances got wacky too, we decided to do much smaller collections of things, released more frequently as we can. And so far that's worked out really well, and it's a little bit more work to do because of doing the whole process over and over and over again more frequently. But actually it's really fun to do little much smaller collections, coming out with, say, 8 cards instead of 25 at a time, or just like 1 or 2 patches instead of 10. It's been really neat to kind of just like see your creations come to life a lot faster than what we've done in the past. And so we are looking now for our January or our next release, which will be in the new year, sort of as soon as we can get it out there. And we will, I'm sure, create some new greeting cards, but we also would love to be able to do maybe a new patch, a new pen, and we're also looking at additional calligraphy supplies to add to our assortment. They have been wildly popular for this holiday season, which usually they are in December anyway. They're great gifts, stuff like that. But man, I feel like there's a ton of people picking up calligraphy right now, which is awesome and makes me very, very excited. So it also makes me dream of more, tutorials and things that I can help all of these newer to calligraphy people with for the new year. So I think that's kind of what is on my mind for coming up. I usually we are closed between Christmas Eve and New Year's, and then we reopen, after we come back from that. And so I usually take that time to really sit and reflect and do some planning, because December is always really, really busy. I'm sure it's busy for everyone. So after, the craziness of the holidays and getting all the packages mailed out and everything like that, that's when I really sit down and have some time to reflect and to sort of like think about what the new year, new start, new energy is going to look like. So I am looking forward to that very much, and I will be sure to let you know what I have reflected on and what comes of that. This year personally for me has also brought a lot of reflection on my baking and my calligraphy and really like what I want to do. I've had to evaluate what I have time to do, which is very little since I have an almost 2-year-old. And so I feel like I've really honed in on kind of what I'm passionate about, which of course is teaching, but also studying. And so I'm looking forward to 2021 and hopefully doing more studying and more developing of classes. And one of the things that is my favorite thing to study is monograms. And so if you know me at all, you probably already know that about me. It's something that I have taught previously and am looking forward to teaching again in 2021. In various capacities. So I actually brought my little book of monograms to show some of them to you. It's a little show and tell. So let's just start here. This is my favorite, so we'll just start with that one. This is my monogram that I designed. that actually is part of my class. Like I break down exactly how I designed this in my class notes. Well, this is kind of fun. This is not a monogram, but this was my 2018 planner number, I guess, that was like printed on the front of my planner. And these two were monograms I designed a couple years ago. This one was for Mary Lou, who was a woman that worked for us when our business was still located in Austin. And then this is my mom's monogram that I designed for her and also had printed, as well as I have gilded this monogram, which that is one thing that I definitely want to do more of in 2021 is gilding monograms, because it combines two of my favorite things, illumination, gilding, and monograms. So I have a lot of ideas for that. I just like don't have time to do those ideas. So I just need to figure out childcare, and then I will have all the time. Not really, I never had enough time. That currently feels like the biggest hurdle. Okay, this is another one. So this says NFL. This is for Nino, a friend of mine on Instagram. This one was actually done for a conference that I taught monograms at, Refined Design. It was put on by Paper and Ink Arts, which is a online, and actually if you're local to Nashville, in person shop, calligraphy shop. Okay, this one was for a friend of mine's daughter. I love this one, and I think it looks like, you know those big statement cocktail rings? I feel like it looks like an oval on one of those statement cocktail rings. So I really like that because I would buy that in an estate sale. And then these are just some random ones that I've done for, I'm still working on it, but I'm working on doing a like A to Z monogram thing, like just challenging myself to do that. And I started that a few years ago. And so a lot of these are from that. I think these are all from that, actually. And so anyway, my work in progress, which I'll show you at the very end of this, a picture of, is continuing to work on that, because I really thought, oh, I'm gonna finish that in 2020. Well, that didn't happen. You know, the best laid plans, but you know, we're gonna blame the year. Like, we can't, we're gonna blame the year while we can. That's what we're gonna do. So that is DEF. The last one I showed you that's the heart is ABC. So that's our ABC, DEF. Oh, this is actually another of my monograms. Obviously, like designing monograms for myself, because then I can use them. This is done, so the other one was like a more upright copper plate calligraphy style. This one is Spencerian, or ornamental penmanship style. And I did that one at the Spencerian Saga, which is in Ohio, is amazing. It's taught by my good friend Harvest Crittenden, and of Acorn Art. She has wonderful classes on her forum. This is an E I did for Emma and never gave to her. Maybe if we lived in the same city. I'm not very good about that. Oh, this is like one of my favorites. It's so teeny tiny, and it almost looks like it's like etched or engraved on the paper. I just love it. So this is MNO. Let's see, I'm kind of getting to the end of this. I think this is the last thing. It's not a monogram, but again, my name again. I just like doing my name. But, you know, of course, I did the little pens for the B and the R. I totally took that off of something that I found on iAmpeth. I did not make up that idea, really. I don't think. Maybe I did. No, I'm pretty sure I saw that. I also brought a couple of illumination pieces that are the most recent ones I've done, so I'll just show those to you in case you don't know what I'm talking about with that. Give me a second. Okay, I have the Illumination pieces that I want to show you. The first one is one I did for my daughter. It's a W. And the reason why I did this, besides doing it for my daughter's room, which obviously I have not framed or hung in her room yet, but whatever, was because I wanted to practice pearls. And I've always had such a problem painting pearls. And so this was to sort of challenge me to do that. And so that is another thing. I really want to sort of like refine my skills and some of those things that I love to do, like painting pearls. I think I finally cracked it on this, but now I don't even know if I took notes on it, so I need to remember how to do it. But they're really, really fun to do, and like just seeing them come to life, like the circular form, what is that? Spherical form is just like the coolest thing in the world to have that pop off the paper. And then this last one I did this summer, and it's inspired by my garden, which I was doing a ton of stuff this summer. We had a massive project where we took out our entire front yard and made it a garden that grows food. So it is still a huge work in progress. Maybe I'll show you or talk about that more when it's not buried under snow, because it's snowing today and everything is dormant. But anyway, yeah, I loved doing this. And this was done with, the gold is shell gold. So it's not gilded or like it's not raised. It's just flat to the paper. And this design was I took the inspiration from the middle of a large initial from a medieval manuscript, and I was captivated by it, but didn't really have the desire. Didn't have the desire to do the letter itself. I don't know, maybe it was like a letter that didn't speak to me, but I loved the inside, so I decided to paint it and create a piece off of it. And so I just my mind just starts swarming and swarming and swarming with ideas, and I just want to keep hold of that like really static creative energy and see where it leads me. So I hope you enjoyed that, and we would also love to know if there's anything that you want to see from us, or that you want me to show you, or that you want me to explain to you. Be sure to leave us comments if there is, and we are always happy to respond to them. So I thought it would be fun to do a little DIY tutorial as part of these studio chats, because I absolutely love to make things, and doing DIY tutorials, it really takes me and the business back to our roots, because we did them all the time and for years and years in the beginning, and I really miss that. So anyway, hopefully you enjoy them. Today, what I want to show you how to do is how to use up your gift wrap scraps. So, or just like the refuse of gift wrap that you get. I feel like we all get really overwhelmed by it, especially at the holidays, also birthdays and stuff too. But the holidays seem to be particularly crazy, just because everybody gets gifts and the whole family, etc. And I'm not sure if you know this, but from what I understand, things with foil on them, like this, really lovely. This is made by Sugar Paper. It was, I got it at Target at least a couple years ago. They're not recyclable. So I've been putting this in the recycling, but apparently you're not supposed to recycle things with shiny foil. That just got me thinking really hard this year when I read that. Our paper that we print definitely is recyclable. I know that for a fact. But anyway, a big part of my personal values and beliefs, as well as what we try to bring into the company as well, is being kind to the planet. I mean, my goodness, we should all be so kind to Mother Earth. And it can be so difficult to do that in today's world and society, and I think we all have to make really big efforts to reframe the way that we think. Obviously, that was like a huge tangent, and I could talk for hours about that, but one thing that we can all do this year is, instead of throwing away or recycling our gift wrap, is to make something out of it. So I just want to cut away to this little tutorial about how to make stationery with your used gift wrap. It's really easy to make envelopes with your used gift wrap. I love to give these beautiful papers a second life as stationery. I've also recycled gift wrap as envelope liners and gift tags too. To make these, first, trace around the templates, avoiding any damaged areas from unwrapping. Try to get as many envelopes as you can out of each sheet. You can also use different size templates to suit your needs. You can trace on the front or the back of the paper with a pencil. For this video, I used a black pen so that you could see it. Cut around each envelope, being careful to follow the lines. This project is also a really great craft to get the kids involved in. Once they're all cut out, fold them following the guides on your template. It's pretty simple. A bone folder can be helpful, but it's definitely not necessary. Glue the flaps closed to finish your envelope. Most gift wrap papers are colored or foiled or patterned, and they're really hard to write on. So we're adding some vintage inspired labels for the address and return address. Next, let's make some note cards to write our holiday thank you notes on. We're using one of our Monogram stamps at the top of an A6 note card to coordinate with the recycled envelopes. It's as simple as that. Now you have your very own super cute stationery for very little cost. Plus, you're breathing a second life into something that is typically discarded. Let us know your ideas and ways that you reuse wrapping paper, and be sure to tag us if you make any of these envelopes. I hope you guys found that helpful and that you consider making something with your gift wrap this year. I think it could be really cool to make like gift tags or, something simple, or even just save nice pieces to do later if you don't have the time this year. But it's something to think about, and I will definitely be doing that myself with the gift wrap that we get this year. And so, without further ado, we want to celebrate this year, end on a high note wish you farewell for the rest of 2020 with a giveaway. We have put together some of our favorite things that we think will be really helpful to kick off 2021 on the best foot possible. So let me show you everything that is in the giveaway. Okay, the first thing that we're giving away as part of this pack is the Mindful Planner. Now, this planner is so awesome. So it's a weekly guide to a more mindful you. These are created by someone local to us. They live very close to the shop, and they were wildly popular in the store last year. This is actually the planner that I'm going to be using for 2021 because couldn't hurt to be more mindful. So I will be busting one of these open for myself that last week of December and really getting mentally prepared for this new energy in the new year. Okay, the next thing is one of our marbled journals to go with that so that you have some additional space to reflect, meditate on, your days, your weeks, your months. It doesn't hurt to have another journal. At least that's my motto. That's why I have tons of journals in my house. And so that is you could also use a sketchbook because it's blank. And then we have some reusable bags, which are lovely. There's some cute patterns. This one has flowers on it, and this one has toucans on it. Be a little bit more mindful of the earth. I think we're all getting really good about that with our reusable bags. I get so mad when I don't have them, which hardly ever happens, but oh my gosh, am I so mad at myself because I just really hate bringing plastic or paper bags into the house. The last thing that I give away is my favorite thing in the whole wide world. And it is our flaxseed heating pads. So I actually made this, and we have them in our shop, and they have been really popular for Christmas gifts this year. But I have given, or are giving, so hopefully my family's not watching this. Whatever. Anyway, ruin the surprise. These make great gifts. And so essentially, they are super heavy. They're like a warm hug. You heat them up in the microwave I do 2 minutes and then shake it and then 2 more minutes. And then, oh my gosh, you just lay it. You can lay it on your chest, you can lay it on your head, on your neck, on your back. They are amazing. So we'll bring some relaxation into your 2021 too. Okay, to enter this giveaway, you must be 18 so that we can actually collect your mailing address. And I want you to tell me what you're dreaming for 2021. What do you want it to look like? What is your key phrase? So I want you to say 2021 in your comments. That's how I'll pick the winners, by it's saying 2021, and then I'll run a random number generator on that. And we look forward to sending that to some lucky winner in the new year. We will get a winner drawn and announced in our first video in January. And then we will get it mailed out. We will be closed for the rest of the year. So our first video back will be, I think it's maybe like the 7th or 8th of January. So like the first Thursday of January will be our first video back. So I'm wishing you a very, very, very happy holidays, wonderful end to this crazy year, and a brilliant start to 2021. We'll see you in the new year.
We would love for you to join us here each week, so don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can find out as soon as our next video drops. Find us over on Instagram at Antiquaria Design, and if you found this video helpful, hit the like button or comment and let us know. Thanks again!